Alright guys, so I got a little bit of a problem. My plan was to do a review of the Amazfit Stratos fitness watch, but I recently took a trip back in time and I was screwing around a little bit. I think I screwed around a little too much, and when I came back I started fading out like this. So I'm going to try to get this review done as quickly as possible before I fade out. So let's get into the review of the Amazfit Stratos fitness watch. Here we go. Alright, so Xiaomi sent me this watch out a few months ago. I've been using it for a long time, so I wanted to see how it reacted to different time periods. I went forward and backward in time, and when I went backward is when I had some of the problems. I'm going to talk about the majority of this review of using it in current times, but I'm also going to talk about how it performs in the future and the past. Now, one thing that translates great across any time period, either current, future, or past, is the design of this watch. This is a very solid watch. It's a little bit larger, so you need a little bit bigger wrist for it, but it's got a very solid carbon fiber body. It's got a great 1.34-inch 320 by 300 pixel screen with Gorilla Glass 2.5D, so it's very rugged. I've been using it for several months. I've never gotten a scratch on it, and it's very readable in direct sunlight. Now, the only buttons and ports on this watch are the 3 buttons along the right-hand side, and those are really used for navigating the menu. You really don't even have to use those because it has a great, very responsive touch screen on it. And then around on the back, you have the contacts for the charging cable. It snaps into the charging harness really well. And then the heart rate sensor is on the back. Now, this can be an all-day heart rate sensor, or you can use it to just track during your activities. And it does run down the battery a little bit, but it's actually pretty efficient. So as long as you have access to charge it, regardless of what time period you're in, it works really well. Now, talking about the charge, I can get about a full week off of this, a solid 5 days. That's with using the GPS for about a half hour a day and tracking my activities and getting notifications from my phone. All right, so I mentioned those activities you can track, and this thing can track a ton of them, and that's why I like this fitness watch so much. We have running, walking, cycling, swimming, elliptical machine, mountaineering, trail running, triathlon, tennis, soccer, and skiing. These all work great on both the indoor and outdoor tracking. The outdoor uses that GPS and GLONASS. The indoor will use the heart rate sensor and, of course, the motion of the watch to track your activities. They are both really solid experiences, and that's one of the reasons why I really like this watch, because the indoor tracking and the outdoor tracking are both very, very solid. Now, in addition to the GPS and GLONASS, it also has a barometer, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and of course that heart rate sensor that I talked about. With the Bluetooth, you can actually load music directly onto the watch, pair a Bluetooth headset with it, and then just leave your phone at home when you go walking or running. Again, that doesn't matter what time period you're in because the Bluetooth is all self-contained in there. It doesn't rely on any external sensors, so you can go back to the 1700s and be walking around listening to your favorite music with your Bluetooth headset. Works just fine in any time period. Now, like I said, it'll track those activities when you start an activity tracking, but it'll also track stuff without you starting anything, and that's your steps taken, your calories burned, your heart rate if you do the all-day heart rate monitoring, and your sleep tracking. The sleep tracking works really well. It'll show you when you had a solid sleep, when you had a light sleep, and when you were awake. And then in the morning, when you load up the app, everything just syncs right up. After any activities, when you open that app on your phone, everything syncs automatically. It's really, really solid. Now, the app you can download to sync with this device is really well written. It's really solid design and has all the information you would expect. It shows you things like your steps walked, your activities, your average heart rate, your sleep, and then you can go into any of the items and get more details. So you can go into your sleep and you can see the details of how light or deep your sleep was. You can go into your activities and see all the details about your activity, including the map. If you were tracking via GPS, you can see the path that you walked. And the app itself is actually really nice. It's one of the better fitness apps that I've seen for a fitness device. All right, guys, so I'm almost gone here. As you can see, so in closing, this watch works fantastically. It's a really solid experience. It works great in this time period. If you go future or forward, you're going to be missing a few of the features like GPS and weather synchronization because, you know, if you can't get a signal with your cell phone, you can't push the weather to your watch. But other than that, everything works great. If you don't have the ability to travel time, you're just using it now, definitely get it. I can definitely recommend it. The price is great. It's a solid experience. It's a great fitting and feeling watch, and I can definitely recommend it. And here we go, guys. I'm fading out, but come see me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I love meeting new people, and I will talk to you and see you in the next video. Take care.